it's not really an option. We have to move our body in full ranges of motion every day or every week to maintain health, to be healthy. We have to have our mobility. Part of that is that our nervous system is nourished and fed by the movement of our body. So if we lose range of motion in our joints, if we don't use it, we don't get that stimulation into our brain, we don't get that electricity into our nervous system. So we have to bend, twist, squat, lunge, push, pull every day, or at least on a cycle every week. But you don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to lift weights. That is not necessary for your health. Even if you want to develop some muscular definition, a fit-looking body, calisthenics is body weight exercise, and you can load up your joints with handstands, single leg squats, and challenge your muscles and your strength pretty effectively without really ever leaving your bedroom. I'm going to show you today just working out on your bed so we can start to develop a habit of moving every day so that we can nurture and care for our body and our central nervous system and feel good. That's what this is all about. Function good, move good, and age well. So just lay in your bed or don't get out of your bed. And we can start with some lower body twists. It can be this simple. Drop your legs to the side. Take a couple breaths. And then go to the other side. If you want to make it a little bit harder, lift your feet up off the bed. I found that going slow and holding in positions actually is more functional, more productive for an older body. At least my older body, so you'll have to test it for yourself. My body's certainly responded better to slow and holding positions. And instead of counting reps, you can hold a position for 3 breaths, or 6 breaths, or 12 breaths. This is an exercise called dead bug, where you kind of look like a dead bug. Legs up in the air, and you're going to straighten opposites. Keep the small of your back pushed into the bed, and hold. And come back. And you don't have to do a ton of reps if you're holding for a 6 count like this. 3, 4, I just count with my exhale. 5, 6, and back. We can just do one more. Then we can do hip circles. Brace yourself. Lift your leg up and go down as far as you can. Bring the knee out as far as you can, close to the bed. Keep this leg straight up. Bring it up as high as you can go. And around back to where we started. And again, the rule is if you can't breathe while you're doing it, you can't do it. So keep it in a range that you're not holding your breath and straining. You can hold at the different positions. And holding increases stability of the joint, which I think is something that is lost if you're not doing these throughout your lifetime. You go to move in these full ranges of motion and your joints aren't stable. They haven't been challenged this way. Switch legs. Straighten, down as far as you can go, out to the side, knee close to the bed, push your knees apart, just add a little more stretch, a little active mobility. Up to the top. And right here, just where you're pushing into your top range of motion. Not hard, but I did lift weights when I was younger. College, high school. And it was fairly miserable. I was always working through some pain, shoulders. Not saying that I couldn't have been smarter about how I did it, but that was the education I had. And it was fairly miserable. You know, I had to push myself to keep going back there. Whereas this is kind of enjoyable. It feels good to move your body in full ranges of motion. And when you get into calisthenics, it feels good to see your ability to move your body in different ways, improve, and get stronger. Last one. And then we'll roll on our sides. and just lift that leg up. And I'll just typically do a count of 12 breaths here, sometimes up to 18, sometimes up to 36. And with that breath, just not straining because you're breathing, but see if you can lift it up a little bit more. Can you go any further? I may have lost count there, but around 12. And then we'll get the other side. Up as high as you can, last one. And then we'll flip over on our tummy. Hand over hand here. So you can maybe rest your chin. We're going to bring the knees up, legs up, and just drop them to the sides. Stop for a few breaths here. As you're breathing, just try to let the tension out of your body. Kind of, with each breath, see if you can relax a little bit more. Pop your butt up a little bit more. See if you can get a little more extension in there. And drop again. Hold a little bit here. And this should feel good. Reduce the range of motion if it's feeling pinchy or painful or anything bad. Then just reduce your range of motion or intensity of the exercise. And then push up on your elbows and knees. Spread your knees. This has been called the Frogger. Get your knees spread about as wide as you can go, and then just rock. See, this is enjoyable. Exercise doesn't have to be miserable, hard. You exercise like this and your body starts to feel good. Maybe you do want to challenge yourself a little bit more with the calisthenics. And you can make it hard with calisthenics. Then we'll add a hip internal rotation, which just means we're going to bring our foot up like this as we come forward. Alternating. I have the range of motion of a person who did not know to move your body through full ranges of motion every day, every week. And so there's certain motions, the ones that we're working on particularly, that are challenging. You can tell I lost a lot of range of motion, but I'm gaining it back. It might not look that bad to you at this point. But it doesn't, that's not what's important. What's important is that we know it now, and from this point forward, we get to get better every week, every month for the rest of our lives. And I have seen people in their 90s, close to 100 years old, who have practiced and maintained a practice of yoga or calisthenics. And you don't lose it if you continue to use it. I've seen that. Bring the knees back together, still maybe shoulder width apart. And we can start a spinal wave. When you come forward, you're tucking your pelvis under, flexing your spine, and then pushing up into extension. Here you're fully extended, and you keep your extended and poke your butt up and back. Touch your chin or your chest. Tuck that pelvis under again. And start moving forward. Leading with the butt, hips. One more. Tuck that pelvis pull it under, roll your spine up into extension. And then we can get a little arm work here. From this position, just push up. And do some elbow push-ups. Back up into kneeling. We can do some hip circles. So you're tucking your pelvis, rolling your hips under, sticking your butt up, rolling it back around. One more and we'll go the other direction. Reverse. And then we'll go up onto our hands for a little bigger spinal wave. So push back, chest, chin down, pull that pelvis under. Pull your chin in. And then lead with your butt. Sticking it out, back. Back to your chin or chest. Pelvis tucked. Feel free to stop at any point for a few breaths. One more. Let's rock a little bit. Loosen your shoulders and your mid-back. And you're back at it. You are a person who exercises just like that.